Here, that looks like Kekai Hawanio battling there. Fighting for position, going to the outside here, now to the inside. Shipman back there in the 14. Shipman won the race earlier this morning. And Popoff right there as well. Alex has been fast here all weekend in that 55. It's like they're fighting for second place right now. This battle continuing here as everybody is trying to find a good spot in line.
Looks like they're pretty tight in a three-way battle there for second place right now. So see what can pan out.
Clemente Huerta leading right now. Kekai Hawanio showing in third, Popoff fourth. Or Popoff in third, Shipman in fourth, Caleb Campbell fifth, and Luke Powers, Demitri, Nolan, and Oliver Savoy. Here's Hawanio. Boy, he has got his hands full. He has got Popoff and Shipman right under his rear wing. That is second, third, and fourth. And then that looked like Campbell and Powers fighting for fifth back here. Yep, that's Campbell in the 68. Powers in the black car right behind him with Demitri, Nolan, and then Savoy. Remember, Savoy had issues start of the race earlier today. And that opening lap ended up going off course. And oh, it looks like he's had problems here. That would be Savoy off track there. He was right behind Demitri Nolan. Yeah, Savoy in the 88 having a rough start to his weekend here. Going off course in both races early on. Savoy running for Kiwi Motorsport out of Saskatoon. The young Canadian driver in the YXE Auto back number 88. Here's Nolan in the 5. He's pushing Powers in that 51 corporate commercial group entry. Powers out of Fishers, Indiana, the Tony Driver Development Team. Great racing throughout the field here in this one. Tight battles throughout. Clemente Huerta continues to lead. But look at Kekai Hawanio closing in on him. And then Popoff and Shipman.
Top four are all pretty tight up front there right now. All within a few tenths of one another.
Where do you think Kekai's making up his time? Because he's closing rapidly.
I would say from what it looked like on the last lap, he was kind of closing in the 3 to 5 section there because he seemed to be close coming into turn 8 there at the end of the straightaway.
Going to try to take advantage of some aero help here. Popoff trying to hold off Shipman here, and Shipman trying to make a run down Andretti, has to tuck back behind, but now he'll look to the inside as they set up for the S's, and that might be enough right there, and it is. He takes over third from Alex Popoff.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the best passing opportunity on the track with the toe coming down the straightaway into turn 8 and the slow exit of turn 5.
Let's take a look at it. He was on the outside, then he got back behind him, got into that arrow again, and used it to slingshot to the inside and make the pass as they set up for the S's. And here's Kekai now in that red, white, and blue livery. New for him this weekend. He's pushing on the backside of the Velux USA back Clemente Huerta's number 17. Huerta from Santiago, Chile. Kekai from Tampa, Florida. Kekai into the lead now as he makes the move up to Moss. And Shipman trying to get a spot as well. He's fighting for second here. Clemente trying to find his rhythm after the bobble, and he might lose 2 spots here by the end of Andretti, and he will. Popoff wants to get up there and take advantage of this also. Boy, look at Shipman going after Kekai already through 10. Boy, that is some tight racing here. Popoff swinging to the inside on Huerta. Here's what happened at Moss. Kekai gets inside at the exit of Moss. What a great move that was, James.
And it looks like Clemente went a little bit wide there too, which allowed Shipman to come back on him down the straightaway.
And Popoff has gotten around him as well. So Clemente Huerta goes from the lead to 4th in about a lap and a half. Inside of 22 and a half minutes remaining here. 5 laps completed. Howinio in front of Shipman, Huerta, Popoff, and Powers your top 5. Then it's Campbell, Nolan, and Savoy. Shipman trying to use the air here. See if he can make a Andretti. He's got him. New leader here at CTMP, and it's Cooper Shipman, the Kiwi Motorsports entry. The winner of the first race this morning, back out in front here in the afternoon session. Where's Kekai going to have a shot at getting him back?
I would think the best shot's still into turn 8. I mean, that seems to be where they're all really making those passes work, so that's the best spot on the track with that toe down the long back straight.
There's a look at Shipman back out in front of Kekai and Howinio in that Crosslink entry. The Anywhere Transport Back Machine, number 29. Popoff hanging on in 3rd, just in front of Huerta. You got to watch those curves getting through Moss, don't you?
Yeah, they're definitely rough on the exit, and they're pretty high on the inside, so you don't really want to touch them too much, kind of try and avoid them.
Back out onto Andretti, top 4. Screaming down the backstretch through the curve, and they'll set up for the S's now. There's 9 and 10, the last corner. 10 could be a good passing point as well.
Yeah, if you can set it up properly through 8 and 9, you can definitely make a move work in a 10 for sure.
Shipman about 0.6 of a second in front of Kekai that lap. Kekai wants a shot back at him, and he's going to have to close up in a hurry here. Still 19 and a half minutes of racing left to go, but Shipman has everything going his way right now. I said Shipman won earlier today. I should have said Titus Sherlock. Oh, I'm sorry. Shipman did win. I'm looking at my wrong bit of notes here. Shipman did win earlier today. Waiting for her signal to come back up. Shipman, Juanillo, Popoff, Huerta, and Powers still your top 5. There we go. Taking a look at Demitri Nolan here, who sits in 6th. There goes Shipman, Kekai, and Popov, and Huerta, and they're all still pretty much spread out the way they've been for a handful of laps here now.
They're all running quite a similar pace here. Looks like all the lap times are pretty much the same for all 4 of them.
Shipman came into the weekend 17 points up on Kekai Juanillo. Juanillo has 3 wins this year. He could really use one here this weekend. If not today, definitely tomorrow, where this thing is really going to slip away from him. Alex Popoff running along right here in the 55 has gone back to college as well at Florida International University, where he's studying finance. Trying to get a little extra credit handled here with a good podium finish if he can. Sixteen and a half minutes remaining. Shipman's been on a roll with some back-to-back weekend sweeps too, James.
Yeah, for sure. It seems like he's on a bit of a streak right now.
Doesn't appear to have anything slowing him down here today.
No, definitely not. Looks like he's actually built a small gap out at the front, just over a second actually.
Back here with Nolan, who's still chasing Powers. Campbell back to 7th. That's a good look at Powers right there. Powers in the corporate commercial group entry. Out of the shadows and into the bright sunlight comes Demitri Nolan. Down the Andretti straight. A lot of bumps headed into the S's there, isn't there?
Yeah, it's quite a bumpy track kind of overall. There's definitely a few in there. I think turn 4 is probably the worst spot for the bumps, and if you get too wide in turn 2, it can definitely be a bit unstable for the car as well.
It's a good look. You can see the rear end dancing around there. Watching Savoy here. He's just happy to get some laps in here after what happened in the first race. Oliver Savoy out of Saskatoon running for Kiwi Motorsports. This is a car racing debut for Oliver Savoy as well. Spent a lot of time in karting. Graduate of the Radford Racing School's F4 program. Watching tails away out here on Andretti. Pop off. And Nolan is pushing hard. That's Huerta. That's Huerta in the 17. "12 minutes left in this one." Tires are probably feeling it now, huh?
Yeah, I would say at this point they're probably starting to slide around a little bit and feeling a bit of that challenge to turn into some of the corners and stuff like that.
Looked like at the exit of Moss there, right at the apex, the car kind of drops down a little bit.
Yeah, there's definitely like a bit of a drop there because it's kind of crested, so you kind of come off that peak and can fall away from you a little bit.
Huerta has definitely closed up on Popoff. It looks like he's trying to fight his way back up onto the podium here after having led a handful of laps in the early stages.
Yeah, that gap for the top four is still pretty tight.
Powers here in the 51 in fifth. Demitri Nolan is right behind him. There's Powers, there's Nolan. Good look at that gap.
Caleb Campbell, 68 in seventh, and then about 14 seconds. Monitor that battle for fifth between the 51 of Luke Powers and the 5 of
Through Moss they go. Right. And there is where you see that little dip car takes as it exits out of Moss. Here's Keikai Hauanio defending against Popoff on the inside. Hauanio gets up on the curbing. That could give an edge to Popoff, and it will. But then Keikai fights right back at 10. Great battle here as they're fighting over second place. Oh, man. And Huerta in the 17 getting into the mix as well. And he's going to pick up a spot as Keikai loses 2. And then Keikai coming back on the inside here, getting one of them back. Well, that's some aggressive fighting through there.
Those were some really good moves in through those couple corners there at the end and through 1 and 2. It's a tough spot to go side by side.
About 8.5 minutes to go, and you can see Keikai really sliding that number 29 now. And onto the Andretti straight. And all of that helps Shipman out a little bit more as he's almost 3 seconds up on these guys fighting back here for second. Here comes Huerta. Looking inside on Keikai as they're down Andretti. Keikai fights back from the outside, gets him to the S's first. thing about this racetrack, James, it seems like once you make a move, if it doesn't work, it literally takes you most of the next lap to get another shot at it again, whereas in a lot of tracks, you can do it in the next couple of corners.
Yeah, I would say it's a lot to do with kind of how high speed this track is and the momentum you kind of need to carry with the flow of it, where it plays a big factor in a lot of the corners where you're not slowing down to a really slow speed in most places except maybe 3 and 5.
7.5 minutes to go. This one winding down. Back here is Powers and Nolan. Nothing changing there in the battle over 5th. They launch out onto the Andretti straight. Here they come up out of the shadows. Getting late in the afternoon here in Bowmanville, Ontario, Canada. Pop-off right there with Jaramillo and Huerta. Oh, Huerta's off! Look out! Oh, hard hit into the wall, into the tire barrier there. Oh, man, you could see that car breaking loose on him. And he did what he could to try to gather it up, and he could not catch it. And that is definitely going to bring out a full course caution and quite possibly, James, bring this race to an end under caution.
Yeah, we could see with only 6 minutes left the end of this race. That's definitely not a great spot to lose it. It's a pretty high-speed corner on the entry there.
Oh, yeah. Turn 1, one of the fastest corners on this racetrack. If your heart in your throat every time through there, even when things are going well.
Yeah, it's even scary when you do it right. So going off there, having a moment's definitely.
There you see that rear end twitched on him. He tried to gather it up, and it just, man. A lot of asphalt over there to try to help you catch it, but you get to that outside, and it's just nothing but greasy because there's no grip over there, and away he went. And you can see the heavy, heavy damage to the race car, which he needs tomorrow. Boy, this has been a frustrating race for Clemente Huerta. He, right in the thick of this thing early on, at the front, leading, falls all the way back. He's trying to claw his way back up in there and now finds himself up along the tire barrier. Safety crew quickly on the scene. Corvette C8 pace car has been deployed. There it is. The field will roll up back behind it. Well, if this goes back to green, it's the one shot Alex Popoff is going to get here because he was not going to reel in Cooper Shipman the way that was going.
Yeah, he built a pretty good gap from the three of them fighting behind over second. I think he had a couple seconds, but this could hurt him if they restart here.
No word yet as to what we're going to see. No word from our officials yet, I should say. Keeping an eye on that. Inside of 3.5 minutes to go, I think it's going to be hard here. going back to green. We should have gotten word by now, and you would have seen the lights go off on the pace car at the end of Andretti. It doesn't look like that's going to happen this time by. And as they cross over the start-finish line this time by, they'll have inside close to just 2 minutes. Pace car is definitely staying out again. And it's going to be 2 minutes to go, not less, when we cross the line here. So that should just about do it here. And there's the checkered flag. So Cooper Shipman will take the win, not the way he wanted to, but he will take the victory nonetheless. Popoff will get credited for second, and Kekai Hauanio will go to the podium in third. Luke Powers credited with fourth. Demitri Nolan will be fifth. Caleb Campbell will get sixth, and Oliver Savoy will run this one to the finish, even though he had another issue in this one, sliding off track. He will finish seventh in front of Clemente Huerta, who has the big off here that brings this one to a close. So Shipman continuing to have another great weekend here. He has really been on a roll lately in this F4 championship. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. This is how it got underway. This is when Huerta jumped out to the early lead and was showing a tremendous amount of speed. Look at Kekai making the move there. That was a very aggressive move right through the exit of Moss there. Shipman comes charging up through. Got around Popoff. Then he went after Kekai, who was going after Huerta. They both got up on the curbing, and that really helped Shipman close in. Then he got around both of them. And that was pretty much all she wrote at that point in the fight for the lead. Then the battle was on back here between Huerta, Popoff, and Kekai as well. This is one of the best segments of racing right here. Kekai fell back, then got back around him. And another aggressive move. And then unfortunately, Huerta ends up in the tire barrier. This one ends up finishing under yellow. Field will be exiting the racetrack right there. Here they come. And they'll be on their way to the podium for Cooper Shipman, Alex Popoff, and Kekai Hauanio. So Kiwi Motorsports, MLT Motorsports, and Crosslink will all celebrate on the podium here. Some of the top teams in the series for F4. The F4 United States Championship. They make the right and head down the hill to the podium. We'll have our winner interview here in just a moment. Well, it's not evening yet, but the moon is starting to pop out as we get into the late afternoon here. 4:30 in the afternoon, local time here on the east coast of Canada. Cooper crawls out of the cockpit, celebrating. And the podium celebration will begin for him. All right, let's head down to Ben Sissel.
Mike, Eric, Tom, the whole team, everyone. My parents, my whole family, everyone.
Alex Popoff. And then birthday boy this weekend here, Kekai Hawanio in his new livery. Kekai celebrating a birthday while you're here at CTMP. How was your race out there finishing third?
It was good. Moved up one spot from this morning, so obviously like to be on the podium. Wish we could have came away with the win, but we'll work on it and come back tomorrow.
We'll come back tomorrow. We'll work on it and come back tomorrow. I'm going to send it up to you in the booth, Ralph, and then we've got a victory circle celebration with Eric Whitnable here starting soon.
Yeah, we are looking forward to that, Ben. Thank you. We will take a quick commercial break here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, and we'll let the drivers finish off with their crews and make their way to the podium celebration itself, and we will have that for you when we return here to CTMP. Stay with us.
And get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
All right. Let's hear it, CTMP, for these F4 United States Championships. A heck of a race for you out there, and we're going to talk to each one of them. This is round 12 of the championship, our second race of the weekend, and we're going to go in order. P3 from Tampa, Florida. First time we see him this weekend from Crosslink Motorsports, Kekai Hawanio. Kekai, glad to see you here, my friend. How was your first podium experience? I drove you right in here, but you had to work for it out there. It was pretty tough.
Yeah, it was a good race. Tough battles there. Just lacking a little bit, but we'll come back tomorrow and see if we can get the win.
There was a moment on the front straight where, were you part of that 3-wide piece right there? Just tell us what was you were in your mirrors. Just walk us through that moment just for a second.
Yeah, luckily I was a little bit behind them, so I was in the middle, and I kind of just backed out a little bit. Didn't want to cause a crash, so yeah.
All right, we're going to put you up P3. Grab that trophy. We'll talk to Gavin. We'll see Gavin out there. He's in the 187 waving at you. Thank you, Gavin. Now P2, Alex Popov had been here before. Come on up, Alex. He's from Miami, Florida. He's with the MLT Motorsports team. How was that? Good to see you back, but you were part of some of that mixing it up. Talk to us about how those that race went with probably the 10th through the 15th laps were just incredible.
Yeah, it was a really fun race. I think probably the most fun I've had in a race so far, other than Road America. But, yeah, no, it was a super great race. Had some great battles with Kekai and Clemente. Hopefully Clemente is okay. I saw that was a big hit. But, yeah, hopefully you won't see me in second tomorrow, hopefully.
All right, he's slaying it down there. And we do have some information, and I cleared this with our race director, Scott Goodyear, that Clemente Huerta is on his way to medical center, but things are looking good for his overall position. So things look good for Clemente. Let's hear it for that. All right, P1, he was here earlier today. It's Cooper Shipman from Austin, Texas. Cooper, you had a nice move around, I think, turn 8 or somewhere, and then you just kind of let these guys battle it out and keeping it clean up front. Tell us a little bit about your race. Maybe talk about that pass that you had. Set us up.
Yeah, it all kind of blends together, to be honest. I remember a couple moves in a turn 8, but yeah, that's been probably my favorite spot to make overtakes this weekend, just because you can get it really good run with the switch and everything. So yeah, got shuffled back at the start, not exactly what I was wanting, but yeah, just stayed calm and capitalized when I could to work my way to the front, and then I knew I had the pace once I got out front to maintain it from there. So yeah, glad to walk away with the win. Unfortunate what happened to Clemente. It would have been nice to share the podium with him, but we'll have another shot at it tomorrow.
Excellent. We'll put you up P1. We'll get a photo out there with Gavin. We've got them with their Hankook hats on right now. We want to thank Hankook as our tire sponsor for the F4 and FR series. Hold those trophies up high. All right, and we're going to switch your hats. I think they're still on there. They were flying around here earlier. Let's put on the Ligier hats again. If you are aware, that's the manufacturer of these chassis for these race cars. Ligier. Hold those up high, and that is my cue to get out of the way because they're going to grab their water out there and start spraying each other. They don't have the excuse as far as some of the other guys doing champagne. They can just go crazy with this. There he goes. All right, let's hear it one more time for Kekai Juanio, Alex Popov, and Cooper Shipman. Round 12 of the F4 U.S. Championship, presented by Mosport Karting Center.
Well, as they wrap up the victory podium here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, we will close out our day as well as we wrap up the Saturday afternoon portion of this Labor Day weekend here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. We will be back tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern. Right here, you'll see the F4 race, their final race of the weekend. And then at 11:30 a.m., we will have the final Formula Regional Americas race of the weekend. Both categories getting 3 races on the weekend here at CTMP. Big thanks to James Lawley for stopping by and adding his insight. Enjoy your Saturday night, everybody. We will see you back here tomorrow. I'm Ralph Shaheen. So long for now from Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. Yeah.